This has a jelly-like layer around it and no tail. Inside the protoplasm, yes, which is again of a special kind. Egg cells are big cells. About 300 of them measure an inch. If sperms are anywhere near an egg cell, they swim towards it in large numbers. They try to wriggle through the layer around the egg cell. Eventually, one of them reaches the egg cell and enters it. After this, none of the others can enter. Here is a real egg cell with a sperm cell inside its protoplasm. This is the sperm cell with its head and tail. Presently, the nucleus of the sperm enlarges. Then the male nucleus and the female nucleus come together and fuse and become a single nucleus containing material from both parents. The combining of the two sex cells with the fusion of their nuclei is called fertilization or conception. It's the beginning of the life of a new human being. If you remember, sperms are of two kinds. When the egg cell is fertilized by a sperm of one type, it will develop into a boy. If fertilized by a sperm of the other type, the egg cell will develop into a girl. After fertilization, the egg cell divides. The protoplasm, but we have made them seem quicker by special photography. All this is happening inside the mother's body. The one original cell becomes a ball of cells that we call an embryo. From these cells, all the various kinds of cells that make up the tissues of the body will develop. It is not long before they become arranged into groups, which give rise to the varieties of tissues. For instance, sometime later, some of the cells from an embryo look like this. When they have finished dividing, they will form part of some special skin tissues. Here is a similar cell, more highly magnified. This is the cell. Here is the outline of the nucleus. In such a cell, we can watch cell division taking place in detail. First of all, the nucleus seems to disintegrate, and a number of threads or chromosomes become visible. Some of these are descended from the nucleus of the father's sex cell, some from that of the mother. The threads arrange themselves in the middle of the cell. Each thread splits in half. The halves separate. Each travels to the opposite end of the cell from its partner. A new nucleus forms at each end of the cell